Teofimo Lopez versus Ryan Garcia. That's a great fight. That's a great fight on paper. It's a great fight on paper. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a great fight on paper. But there's a really big problem with this fight. And then I'm going to tell you what it is in a second. But first, if you're new here, thank you for stopping in and checking us out. Please consider subscribing and sharing. And if you're an older subscriber, thank you for being here for the long haul since the beginning. Thank you for supporting me. Now, what's the problem with Teo versus Garcia? Well, here's the problem with Teo versus Garcia. Garcia's not going to take Teo off rip when he comes back. Oscar's gonna be like, "Are you kidding me? We ain't doing that. we ain't doing that. You've been out for over a year, a little over a year. We ain't doing that." That's assuming he comes back in a month or two after his suspension is already done, and that everything he passes with the flying colors, and he gets, he has a fight lined up, which is training for while he's still suspended, on the hope and the whim that he'll get that fight. So he'll probably have to have something lined up, and it will not be Teofimo Lopez. It'll be a showcase, right? And if Ryan gets past that showcase, Teo might have a fight at the beginning of the year just as well. If that fight were to get off, realistically, you're not looking at that fight until the end of 2025. Luckily, both guys are still in their prime. But next, it's never going to happen. No promoter's going to want to take that kind of risk. No promoter's going to want to take that kind of risk. Having said that, it's a great fight on paper. Teo fights to the level of his opposition. He knows that Garcia has a great hook and speed. It'd probably take place at 147. But here's the problem that I got for Teo, is that Teo's power has not translated to 140. He can still pop, but I haven't seen him be that guy that had me worried at 135. I haven't seen that guy. And while reports say that Ryan really didn't train, was 15 pounds overweight 5 days before the Devin fight, which explains why he looked so slow and gassed, he still was damn lightning quick and was throwing bombs with that left hook and the right. But when Ryan is in shape and Ryan is right, Ryan's a problem. He's a problem in that, just like Showbiz said, the silly shell. He does that silly shell. It's the ugliest defensive maneuver I've ever seen in my life, but it works for him. It works, and him being a taller fighter, by Ryan being a taller fighter, it's gonna be difficult if Teo cannot hurt Ryan and make him respect him and keep him honest. And it might just be Ryan walking him down, believe it or not. I mean, it's a good fight on paper because now things that I would have gave, advantages I would have gave Teo at 135, I'm now giving to Ryan at 135. So it's kind of balancing this fight out. Whatever inconsistencies and non-talents that Ryan does not possess that Teo does, him not seemingly having that pop at 140, especially probably not at 147, kind of balances him out to the level of a Ryan, which Ryan can exploit that. Because if Ryan can still pop at 147 and Teo can't, Teo's going to have to rely heavily on his IQ to counter, move, stick, move out, cut the ring, bam, 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 get off, stay off the ropes, that kind of thing. But we see that in the middle of the ring, Ryan can hurt you in the middle of the ring. So, Ryan, I'm not saying Ryan knows how to fight off the back foot, but that silly shell is almost damn near going backwards, and then he's countering like under with it after he turns around. I know that Teo can fight a little off the back foot, just a little, because he's a counter puncher naturally, so he's kind of always stepping back and bang. So it's a fight that's very interesting, and luckily they're both still in their very tip primes. And even if it happens at the end of 2025 and everything goes well, nobody takes a horrific L at some point, we can still get that mega fight, get Teo his payday, and whatever you think about the two guys outside of the ring, that's not important. Important is that they both beat the crap out of each other, and we can all just kind of like rejoice in the fact that two guys that we might not necessarily like the ring outside antics beat the crap out of each other in the ring. So there's that, right? I mean, but as far as for boxing, it can bring a lot of excitement back if those two guys fought, and then now we're trying to finish out the Four Kings type thing, and Ryan would be the common denominator between all of them. He'd be the one. So Tank beat Ryan, Ryan beat Devin, Ryan can beat Teo, then who fights Tank? You know what I'm saying? But by that time at 147, definitely Tank won't go to 147. But let me know down below, what do you think? Do you think this fight happens right off the rip? When the suspension is over, or you think there's a lull in between and we're going to see it towards the end of 2025? Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think? And I'll see you in the next video, and I'm out. Peace.